Jai Gurudev, everyone, to our Bhagavad Gita satsang in Indian style. So these 3 days we had a lot of rain yesterday and the day before yesterday. It was really a big rain and storm. So I could not hear myself. Now we have just the Indian lifestyle and some cars outside. So still you'll be able to hear me. So we are entering into chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita after finishing the first big part of 6 chapters, dealing with a lot of concepts that we will have to see again step by step. And just remember that Krishna will repeat once more some of these concepts in the 6 last chapters. So the first big part of Bhagavad Gita, it's now behind us, and at this level we are supposed to be in a state of equanimity. This word was coming again and again, in a state of yoga. Even if Krishna will say, you will see that he will start entering into bhakti yoga, and he says that the biggest of the yogi is the bhakta. Still, all other yogas are important. So we have seen Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. So all this is so important at this point to remember and to have in mind. So yesterday we had our course from the ashram, and Swami Purnanda was saying that at any moment Guruji comes and says chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, you have to know the essence of this chapter. And to know the essence, I remind you the book that we are using here. So we are using Bhakti Marga Essentials. You will see it opposite, but it's the book with the flute of Krishna. And we said that we enter into chapter 7, and the first 6 chapters have focused on how one can attain the realization of the self through desireless action. This is the first sentence we have in the commentary that Guruji is giving. So at this point we are supposed, I said, to be more relaxed and more detached. Detachment, it's a very interesting concept to have and an experience to make. So let's enter directly into the text. So I give you as homework to read the commentary of Guruji and the commentary of the verses. And Krishna starts talking to Arjuna about his spiritual nature. So now that Arjuna has started to surrender, you remember? It was in the chapter 2 that he asked to become a disciple. So now Krishna is revealing him more and more about his nature. And this chapter 7 is called Knowledge of Krishna, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. And we have a selection of verses. So page 118 we will start. So the verses 1 to 3 talk about the rarity of knowing Krishna. And from the first verse, Lord Krishna is saying, now listen, Arjuna, how one can have full knowledge of me without any doubts by dedicating his yoga practice to me and absorbing his mind on me. So he is explaining how to have this knowledge of Krishna and to have this realization. And he says that once you understand this, there is nothing else that needs to be known. So he's revealing himself as the ultimate. He started to reveal himself as the ultimate when he, in the previous chapters, right? When he said, even in Sankhya Yoga, when he said that there's nothing which has not been born, and he also is existing since always. Now he moves forward, and he's also explaining the rarity of the true disciple and of the one who understands Krishna. This is a very beautiful verse Among thousands of men, perhaps one strives for perfection. Even among those who strive for perfection, only one may know me. And among those who know me, maybe one alone knows me in truth. So wow, when we read this, we say, what for we are doing what we are doing. But remember, good, look how nicely we have some breaks to just introspect. Remember, as you're saying in Karma Yoga, even if you do little bit, let's wait for this card to pass. The beauty of being stable. So remember, even if you do a small action in the pure spirit of Karma Yoga, that punya, that merit will always stay with you, and it is something that you earn forever. So same here, even if we are not among the ones who knows Krishna in truth, still we have to continue to work on ourselves. And Lord Krishna has given us all the means, the techniques, and he said that through each path of yoga we can reach the ultimate. Let's continue. So I said that the commentary, we will see again the commentary, and we will see again the reading of the verses in Sanskrit. That is a work I'm doing online. So now I do a public recording. So I will not stay too much on the verses, on the Sanskrit pronunciation, on the concepts. We will just see globally chapter 7. He continues then, page 120, to explain his higher and lower natures. And he says that the elements are part of him: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intellect, and the ego make up the 8 parts of my material nature. And then he is defining apara prakriti and para prakriti, his lower and higher nature. Know that all beings originate from these 2 natures of mine. Understand therefore that I am the origin and the dissolution of this whole universe. So page 120, verse 4 and 6. If you remember the previous satsang I recorded, so you have the recordings in the Bhagavad Gita group on Telegram, and I was giving you the meditation with Krishna as Vishvarupa. So we are starting to enter into the cosmic nature of Krishna. And here he is also defining himself as being Alpha and Omega. I'm the origin and the dissolution of this whole universe. And he is also, you will see, he will define himself as being covered with his Yoga Maya. He is friendly. He comes down to us. He was telling us in previous chapter that how friendly he is, how he makes himself small, and he's covering himself with the veil of Maya, so we don't know that he is the supreme, only for those who really can see beyond and who have enough surrendering for him to reveal himself to them. Page 121, Lord Krishna is talking about his transcendence and immanence. There is nothing higher than me, O Arjuna. All of this rests upon me like pearls on a thread. A very, very important image to remember. I am the taste of water, I am the radiance of the sun and moon, I am the sacred syllable Om in the Vedas, I am the sound in ether and the valor in man. I am the fragrance of the earth, I am the heat of fire, I am the life of all living beings and the austerity of ascetics. Wow, he is everything, right? So verses 7, 8, 9, we have this selection of verses here. Then he talks about himself as being the origin of the gunas. know that all the states of sattva, rajas, and tamas have their origin in me alone, but I'm not in them. They are in me. So exactly as our Siddhanta, our philosophy is saying, Vishishtadvaita, so the Supreme is there and everything is in Him, right? We are not separate of Him. We are separate in our experience of being separate in this, feeling separate in this body because of our ego, but we are not separate of Him. We are part of Him. Verses 13-15, surrender allows us to cross over Maya. The entire universe is deluded by these three conditions originating from the gunas and fails to recognize me, who is unchanging and beyond. For this divine Maya of mind consisting of the three gunas is hard to overcome, but those who take refuge in me alone cross over it easily. Verses 13 and 14. Of course, it's difficult to realize the supreme nature of the Lord. This is why in all religions people had problems to recognize the avatars. Look Jesus, how he suffered. Look at everyone, how Krishna was about. They were searching to kill him, and then all the demons wanted to kill him, and so on, because we cannot understand, with our mind we cannot grasp the divine, we cannot understand the divine. And then we have the four categories of devotees, verses 16 and 22. Four types of righteous people worship me, O Arjuna: the distressed, the seekers of knowledge, those who desire wealth, and the jnani who truly has knowledge. What is beautiful to see here is that the divine is welcoming everyone, whether we just want to seek knowledge or even wealth, right? So we have this image of the Brahmin who are doing rituals, the yagyas, to help others, and they were taking money for that, right? They were using the divine for their purpose. But even these people are part of him, the distressed. So those who through their distress they start to surrender and ask for his mercy, and the jnani who truly has knowledge. And Krishna was saying that among it's saying just in another verse exactly the idea I wanted to convey. Verse 17, of these the jnani who is steadfast and ever devoted is the best. I'm very dear to him and he is dear to me. The jnani is the one who truly has knowledge. Krishna defines this in verse 16. And I love this verse because it has been years and years since I'm hearing Bhagavad Gita. But starting to convey it, start to understand it and make it part of my experience, it's a whole journey. And when we talk about the jnani, I understand here that not the one only who has this theory in the mind, intellectual, but who really has the knowledge, a deep knowledge of how things function, of the nature of Krishna, and so on. And to become a jnani, all these previous chapters and the work on the previous chapters and on our nature with the knowledge of Krishna is necessary to purify ourselves until we can convey the best knowledge to others, which is not just mental, I said, rational, which is not a knowledge which is meant to make us brag about our understanding, to put us to grow our ego, but a knowledge which make us humble, which make us understand that he is the Alpha and Omega, and we have to have this humility to understand that we are forever the students, we are forever those who are serving. We have to become the perfect sevaka, and that is also part of the Vishishtadvaita, of us being das dasi and not putting ourselves in a big position which is actually not even qualified until our guru is qualifying us, until the life itself is putting us at the right place. It should not come from our ego. Whatever we want should not come from our desires, but should just be a natural process of evolution and growing. Then Krishna is saying, at the end of many births, the one who has true knowledge surrenders to me, realizing that Krishna is everything. Such a person is very rare. So Lord Krishna says that many births are necessary for us to work on ourselves, to purify this karma. Of course, there are also exceptions. Understand that whichever manifestation of a demigod any devotee desires to worship with faith, it is I that makes that faith unshakable and firm. So here we find Lord Krishna in everything, specified in verse 22nd. Endowed with a faith, one engages in the worship of a particular demigod, obtaining their desired objects. But these objects are in fact given by me alone. So Lord Krishna says, I'm the Alpha and Omega, I'm in everything. Even in the Ishtadev that you are worshipping, I'm there. That is so beautiful, because this gives so much freedom to see Krishna everywhere and everything, and not to feel bad. For example, if maybe you don't have that energy to connect to Krishna, it's possible, that maybe you feel Shiva is closest to you, maybe you feel the Divine Mother is closest to you, but still you can understand that these two are part of Him. He is in them and they are in Him. He is in them if you think that is the supreme for you, of course. And for us who think that the supreme is Lord Narayana and his Purna avatar is Lord Krishna, who is actually the same as Narayana, and of course there are many other understandings, so I'm telling what we are thinking. So of course you will find everything in Lord Krishna. In Lord Krishna, everything will be in Him. What you worship determines your destination. Still, even if you worship a demigod or whatever other form, that is in Krishna, but still Lord Krishna is advising people to race towards the ultimate, to choose the ultimate, to want the ultimate. And if you want the ultimate, you don't have to go through other things. And also that we have to be careful also what we worship, because now we evolved so much, and it's really a grace to be able to worship something that is bringing us close to the divine. So I will not go too much in details into this, because this is just a summary. We will talk more when we will take each verse in particular. But there is this belief that whatever you worship and it's lower that what you could worship, it will not bring you higher, it will bring you lower. So it's better to choose something which has a high frequency of energy. Let's put it like this, right? Which is really making you go forward, and you can feel that in your life. How what you are believing, what you are practicing, is that making you happy? Is that making you energetic? Is that helping you to overcome obstacles? Or you feel you are stuck, you feel nothing much is going on in your life? Then you have to see your relationship with your guru, your relationship with your path, and if there is some work to do on your side. Because normally when you have a healthy spiritual life, you should be joyful, energetic, detached, and you should feel that you progress every day and that you share that with others around, and spread joy and well-being everywhere. Okay, and finally finally, the last part in the essentials that I have, perceiving the truth of Krishna. Not knowing my higher nature as imperishable and supreme, the ignorant think of me as an impersonal being who has now become manifest. I do not reveal myself to everybody, but I cover myself with my yoga maya. This deluded world does not recognize me as unborn and infallible. Verse 24, 25, page 128 in the Bhakti Marga Essentials. These are two nice verses. Why? Because, we can find the Lord in our Guru. We say that Guru is even more precious than God because he is the one who is opening the doors towards the divine, towards Bhagavan. And here it's Krishna himself is saying what I just precised a little bit before, that it's not easy to see him and understand him because he is covered with his yoga maya. So we need to have humility, we need to have listening. So let's listen to this person. I love Indian engines. So we have to have listening, we have to have surrendering, and we are in the process to surrender. These 6 chapters will help us to go into the surrender mood, to reach Prapati, Sharanagati, to reach the Lord's feet, through our Guru's feet as well. And these verses are making me think of Guruji and how he is playing his leelas, doing on purpose sometimes to cover himself with divine games and with this yoga maya, so that only sincere seekers can come close to him. Only sincere seekers can see beyond his physical form, beyond his the jewels, spiritual jewels he's wearing, beyond whatever he says, whatever he makes someone understand, because our ego is making so many fantasies and it's analyzing and so many perceptions. But only when he wants to reveal himself to us, we will really know him truly. So the ignorant thinks of him as being just an impersonal being who has now become manifest. So of course, the way we see the divine, this is what we will get. We say that if you see your Guru very simple, he will behave like a simple person. In front of you, you will really, be surprised to see that the Guru is acting like a mirror. Those who are walking with a Guru since years, they know that the mirror, the big mirror that the Guru is, to see our own problems and our way of thinking. Okay? So I will just stop here. Let us meditate a little bit on the way that we perceive our Guru, and of his. Let's see his yoga maya before even trying to understand deeper Krishna, Lord Krishna. Let's see first if you understand our Guru. If you are close to our Guru, we are close to all gods, because he is opening the door towards that, and he will reveal himself as this. And our Guru has access to all these big levels. For us, he is the cosmic being, he is Narayana, he is Krishna, and of course you have many deities, and they have many forms, and we can see this when we are having our eyes open. We can see this divinity in everyone, and we can see Krishna in everyone. He was saying that that is also a divine quality, to see him in everyone and everywhere. Okay, I will stop here. Let's inhale, exhale, have a moment of silence just after this last engine. Jai Gurudev. Let's do 3 Om together. Om. Om. Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Look at the silence that suddenly comes, and we can even hear the birds. Have a wonderful evening wherever you are, and let's meet online on Zoom next Wednesday for the English satsang. Jai Gurudev.